What if I told you this strange blue creature floating in the ocean isn't actually a jellyfish at all? Water wave blue circle. At first glance, it looks like some kind of alien life form. A glowing blue ring, tiny dark tentacles, and a shape so strange that many people think it's fake the first time they see it. But this bizarre creature is completely real. Meet the Pawpedia, also known as the blue button. And honestly, the deeper you look into this creature, the weirder it becomes. Because despite looking exactly like a jellyfish, the blue button isn't a single animal. It's actually an entire floating colony of tiny organisms working together as one living creature. Which honestly sounds more like science fiction than real biology. Loudly crying face. Each tiny organism inside the colony has a different job. Some help with feeding. Others help with defense. And together, they survive as a single drifting life form floating across warm tropical oceans. At the center of the blue button is a strange golden brown disk that acts like a natural float. It contains gas that helps the creature stay on the surface of the water while ocean currents carry it across huge distances. And surrounding that center are dark blue tentacles filled with tiny stinging cells. Which means yes, this tiny floating creature can actually sting. But luckily for humans, the sting is usually very mild. Most people only experience slight irritation or itching after touching one. Still, experts recommend avoiding contact with your eyes after handling them. Because even harmless-looking ocean creatures can sometimes surprise you. And honestly, that may be the strangest part about the blue button. It looks peaceful. Almost delicate. Yet beneath that beautiful appearance is a tiny predator floating silently across the ocean. The blue button feeds on microscopic organisms called plankton. Using its tentacles, it captures tiny drifting creatures from the water while floating almost endlessly with ocean currents. And unlike fast hunters in the sea, the blue button doesn't chase anything. It simply drifts. Calmly. Silently. Almost like a living alien spaceship carried by the waves. Water wave. And perhaps the creepiest part of all is how often people accidentally discover them washed onto beaches. Imagine walking near the ocean, then suddenly spotting dozens of glowing blue creatures scattered across the sand. Most people have no idea what they're looking at. Some think it's plastic. Others think it's a jellyfish. And many are too afraid to touch it at all. Which honestly makes sense. Because the blue button feels like one of those ocean creatures that shouldn't exist. Yet somehow does. And strangely enough, it's also a reminder of how little humans truly know about life inside the ocean. Because even today, the deep sea and surface waters still contain creatures so bizarre. They look completely unreal to us. Tiny floating colonies. Transparent predators. Animals that glow in darkness. And life forms that barely resemble anything familiar on Earth. Which makes the ocean feel less like a normal place. And more like another planet hiding beneath the water. And honestly, the blue button may be one of the best examples of that. Water wave blue circle sparkles.